for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Courteous and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Funeral service for Reverend Sidney Ray Bush, age 67, will be Saturday at Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church in Sylacauga at noon, with the Reverend Robert Hatton officiating. Burial in the Friendship Baptist Church Cemetery in Talladega Springs. Visitation today, 1 until 8 at the funeral home. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org. Community Funeral Home in Sylacauga, directing Mr. Bush, died Thursday, March 28 at Brookwood Medical Center in Birmingham. Funeral service for Shirley Ruth George, age 70, will be Saturday at noon from Pine Grove Missionary Baptist Church, with the Reverend Joseph S. Rouser Jr. officiating. Interment in the Pine Grove Church Cemetery. Mrs. George passed away March 29th in Anniston Funeral Service. In charge of the arrangements, there will be a wake 1 hour prior to the service. Ms. George was retired from the Talladega County Board of Education, Anniston Funeral Service directing. Funeral service for James Singleton Jr., age 53, is Saturday at 11 a.m. from Community Funeral Home Chapel in Sylacauga, with the Reverend Eddie Crow officiating. The station will be today 1 until 8 at the funeral home. Mr. Singleton died March 29th in Illinois. Community Funeral Home directing. Homegoing celebration for Tawanda Sheena Stockdale Fomby, age 45, will be 11 o'clock Saturday at St. Mary Missionary Baptist Church, with the Reverend Philip Keith, the pastor, the Reverend Jerry Jones, the eulogist. Interment in the church cemetery. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service. Online condolences at terrysmortuary.com. Ms. Stockdale was a member of the Mount Cleveland Missionary Baptist Church. She later united with the St. Mary Missionary Baptist Church. Terry's Metropolitan Mortuary, Talladega, directing. Mrs. Lena Mabel Stone, age 95, of Talladega, died Wednesday. Graveside service Saturday at 1 o'clock in Pine Hill Memorial Park, with the Reverend Terry Britt officiating. Ms. Stone lived most of her life in Talladega and attended North Street Wesleyan Methodist Church. Talladega Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements. Graveside service for Miss Mary M. Wyckoff will be noon Saturday at Mount Godfrey United Methodist Church in Tallapoosa County. Visitation today 2 until 6 o'clock. Wright's Funeral Home directing. Mr. Charlie Lee Blackman died Wednesday at his residence, Wright's Funeral Home, Alexander City, with the arrangements. Funeral service for Mrs. Tracy Culberson Buck, age 50, of Alexander City, will be Saturday at 4 from the chapel of Radley Funeral Home, Reverend Tony Harris officiating. The family will receive friends Saturday from 1:30 till 3:30 at the funeral home. Mrs. Buck died Thursday, April 4th at Russell Medical Center. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home, Alexander City directing. Funeral service for Margie Ann Carden, age 75, of Sylacauga, is today at 2 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home, with Pastor Mac McCaleb officiating. Burial in the Tallahatchie Cemetery of Alpine. Ms. Carden died April 2nd at Coosa Valley Medical Center. Visitation today, noon until 2 at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Catherine M. Moten, age 84, of Alexander City, will be Saturday at 11 o'clock from Haven Memorial United Methodist Church in Alexander City, with burial in the Armours Memorial Garden. Visitation today at the funeral home from 1 until 7. Armours Memorial Funeral Home, Alexander City directing. Funeral service for Mr. Charles Eddie Edward Ray, age 70, will be today at 2 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Funeral Home. Pastor Andrew Cullum officiating. Burial in the Bay Pine Baptist Church Cemetery. The family receiving friends noon until 1:45 today at the funeral home. Mr. Ray passed away Tuesday, April the 2nd at Russell Medical Center. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Ruth Merkel Cather will be Saturday at 2 o'clock from the chapel of Radley Smith Funeral Home, with interment in the Marble City Cemetery. In lieu of flowers, memorials can be made to the First United Methodist Church in Sylacauga or to the B.B. Comer Memorial Library Foundation. Memorial messages may be sent to family at raddysmith.com. Raddy Smith Funeral Home Directing. Ms. Cather was a member of the First United Methodist Church of Sylacauga. That is a look at obituaries this morning, brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.